my boyfriend's gonna beat you up, and then it cuts to me looking like this.
And you're like, hey, bro.
He's like, wait, you dating a retarded person? Like, what's happening? You know? Come on, guys. Come on.
I think we're not supposed to say that word.
Never? Is there never a context allowed?
I think if you're talking about something being slow, as in like it slowed down, like an object that's slowing down, like a retarded amount of time or whatever. Yes, but to describe a person as slow and using the word retarded, they like the PC police. They said we can't say it anymore, and I slip up too.
The mentally challenged boyfriend who's at home.
Yes,
he's not gonna be threatened by me.
Right.
Yeah.
You also can't say mentally challenged.
Not good.
Well, I mean, you're.
Come on, dude. At some point, we gotta stop with this.
Why don't you just say goofy?
Whoa.
You're just a goofy dude.
Goofy is not.
Whoa.
You're just a silly guy.
Because Goofy is like, Goofy is like, it's like it doesn't imply. How do you describe somebody who's actually suffering from a mental? How do even say? How do I even ask? How like
Are you dressed like somebody who's suffering from a severe mental issue right now, or are you dressing as somebody who's silly?
He's giving me the vibes of Ace Ventura when he goes to the mental hospital and he's wearing the tutu.
Yes, I'm thinking like, have you seen Scary Movie?
That's like 90s comedy.
Yes, I'm thinking. Have you seen Scary Movie? For the Scream.
I don't
Scream.
really
There's
remember
the guy who's like the what's his name?
Deputy Dewey.
Deputy Dewey. Dewey, and he acts like a
slow person,
right?
Yeah.
And then he goes like, but Dewey, it's like, and that's how I feel like I look. That's what I want to describe, not to discredit people or make fun of people, but to say what I look like. No offense taken for any people who are. It's just like something we should be able to,
I think it's hard because
I think it's punching down.
Society keeps putting ideas in our head about everything, and I definitely am sensitive to that word because of society.
I'm not using that word, but mentally challenged. I mean,
I don't know that. I didn't know that wasn't allowed.
I'm borderline there. You know what I mean? It's almost like my community. You know what I mean?
Baby, you're a little crazy.
I think the issue with it is not if you're saying mentally challenged, it's not the word. So like retarded is actually like a word that has been used as a slur. So the word itself is charged, right? Yep. Mentally challenged, when you're like describing yourself or whatever and like kind of making fun of it, is considered insensitive because these are people that have like such a difficulty in life.
Yeah.
Just living and doing things and whatever. And then when you're like, look at how silly I am, and then you describe yourself as that, it's like you're not actually struggling with anything. You're just like you're just having fun, but you're going like, you're taking what they're like suffering with and just and somehow relating that to just you being silly. I think that's where where it can come across as insensitive. And obviously I know that you're not trying to like have that intention.
No, but like I think if we take everything, if we make it makes it almost worse.
I know what the problem is. Mario learned about being funny from American Pie. And that's the problem.
That's true.
So it's like the most macho, the most like 90s humor, the most outdated humor that is like not really cool anymore. And I feel like
but one point, like
some of your
what I was trying to
say
about this is that if you say you can't even joke about it, it almost makes this issue of having a disability more serious. I think if you joke about it, it's almost like including them in the world of comedy. We can joke about things. Same what I told you about making jokes about Hitler. As a German, I think we should be able to make fun and jokes about things, because if you don't, it almost mystifies it. It makes it like comedy is such a power to spread, like to make. It's almost like not including them in comedy is almost like excluding them again instead of including them. We should make fun of everybody.
I can see the Twitter. I can see the Twitter thing right now. Mario Adrian compares mentally challenged people to Hitler.
No, it's just a conversation.
I think it's important to ask someone in the category what they think, and then finding out what they think.
Because I know a lot of people. I know little people, right? Who are like, oh no, I like when people, I think we're part of fucking society. Like some things are funny, you know what I mean? You should be able to make fun of those things. And it's like everything's so sensitive that we can't even, I don't know. It makes everything so serious.
I've heard comedians say the same thing about racial jokes that might be taken as racist, and they're just giving each other shit and they think it's funny and they think
and nobody
to
should be
suppress
from that.
they think makes it worse.
I think
They
so.
think it's kind of giving each other. It's like little jabs here and there, like you
If-
fucking
if
little
you-
dick German or something.
Exactly.
You know?
Thank you, bro. No, if you love each other, you make fun of each other. That's almost
Little
like a
dick
part
German.
of including. And that's how I feel, because you're not hating. It's like you including people. And tell me, please, that a person with Tourette's is not funny. You know what I mean? Like, there's some funny about that, and I think we should acknowledge that. There's an autistic person, and she makes the joke. She's autistic. She's a comedian. Beautiful. She acknowledges the fact that she's autistic, makes fun of the autistic community because it's funny, dude. There's
She's part of
comedy
the
in that.
community, so that's not like a viable
100%.
example, though.
But like, I'm not making fun of. It's just I'm acknowledging parts of that are. There's comedy in circumstances, and
Yeah.
it's everywhere. You know, it's a German coming to America. That's a part of my comedy. You know, but there's also comedy in, like, you know, an autistic person going to a rave or something like that. You know what I mean? I think it's just everywhere, and excluding people from it is not, as long as it's not disrespectful and like hating in some way. Or I just switched like
Yeah.
I think it should be fine. But again,
So-
I'm happy to be educated about this. As a
Yeah, I
German.
think like what you're saying makes sense, and just the masses might never understand it as intellectually as you do, and I think that's like one of the reasons why, as a group, society decided to just like not like, we're just like voting against it, because the intellectual way that you understand it, I think, is very unique. Most people won't come to that realization.
Yeah.
You know, especially Americans.